Hey, this is Rob from Concealed Concept, and today we are going to be discussing the vacuum table. I made a video about 8 years ago, and it has like 15,000 views. There were a ton of questions, and I figured, well, hey, it's been 8 years, so I figured I better start answering them. So this this is probably my third table that I've actually built, and I've refined it, and so there's a lot of improvements on it. So I'm just going to start. I can't even begin to tell you how complicated this is to explain. I didn't think it would be, but we're on the fourth take. I'm not going to be doing any redos or editing, so just bear with me. If I mess up, I'm going to correct it. And as you'll see, I'm not a big YouTuber, so I'm not used to doing this. But I do want to help out where I can, and this is one of the biggest question spots I've had. So we're going to start from the beginning, which is the vacuum pump. Here is the vacuum pump. Let's see, right there. It's dark here. It's raining in Texas and it's dark, so I have to use a flashlight. The vacuum pump is okay, my camera did something weird. Like I said, I'm not editing. The vacuum pump is obviously important, but here's the thing. When I first started this business, and in that video, I think you'll see I have two Robinaires in there. The reason I had two is because they suck. And I don't know why that is, but the Robinaire pumps didn't last 7-8 months when I would use them. And it got to the point to where I would order two at a time. That way, when one would take a crap, I didn't have any, there was no way I could take a day or two out of work. So I discovered Harbor Freight and found this puppy. It's only 3 CFM. Whenever you read on the forums, they'll say get the most CFM you can. I'm going to explain to you why that is 100% irrelevant. Because as you can see here, I have a vacuum chamber here. Okay, this vacuum chamber, or a surge tank, as everybody likes to call it, is here. It runs up there, and it is absolutely vital. I actually have two of them. Here's another one. So I have two surge tanks to run my system for 3 tables. Now it's one table. I just call them 3 tables just because that's how I do it. So we'll get started here now. Again, say we're getting started. It's my third take here. This part is fun. This red hose runs to the vacuum pump. Comes up here and then runs into the system. This shutoff is absolutely vital. There is always leakage through every vacuum pump I've ever had. Just the way it is. There's going to be leakage. So as soon as you turn the vacuum off, then you shut this off. The system then runs here. I just have this mainline valve here for no... I just always put them in because I don't know if I ever need to add another table or something like that. I have access to do that without having to cut up all of my plastic here. It runs through here to the gauge. You can pick up these gauges on Amazon for 15-20 bucks tops. Then the line runs this way to this L right here. I have this L like this because I think actually because when I tried to do this, it wouldn't work. And I don't really remember, but that's why. So later on, though, I decided that if I ever wanted to add anything, another table, another gauge, something, I could just run it off of here. So at the time, it seemed like a good idea. Then it comes to here. Then it runs into the second surge tank. And this surge tank runs the whole length of the table. And then it runs out through this valve. I have this valve for a main shutoff because the reason I like this table is I can actually do long guns on it. So whenever I do long guns, this is nice to have because I can let the air in and out through this one line and not have to count on all of these individual gauges. All right, now don't screw this up. So I have the line then comes down here, and I have 5 blue handles. I'm counting just to make sure I don't mess this up again. These 3 run directly to the actual hole, the actual table. This is open, so everything's open right now. Closed, closed, and closed. So now if I turn the pump on, which I'm going to do, I'm going to be creating a vacuum all the way through this system, all the way up to here and here. This is still air right here, here, and here. On my first table, I had 1-inch PVC running all the way to this. I was hesitant to use the hose because I was worried that when I open this up and the air gets pulled in, I was worried that it would slow it down and I wouldn't get a hard enough pull down on the blue guns. I'm going to show you that that is not a concern for you. The other good thing about this is there's less air in these lines than there would be in the giant 1-inch hose. So we're going to close this off. We're going to turn the pump on. I have the power switch up here so I don't have to bend over and constantly throughout the day. Since these are closed, and closed, the gauge is going up now. I run mine past 25, a little bit past 25, but I do not think there's any relevance on how that works. So right now we're pulling all of the air out of all of this black. We're pulling all of the air out of this one, and we're pulling all of the air out of the surge tank underneath. The nice thing about this is while your kydex is heating up, you can do this. Okay, now if I left this open, you could literally watch this gauge go down because air is escaping through the pump. I'm not sure if it's the hose. I don't think it is because I have tons of hoses here. But ever since I built the first one of these, air would escape through the pump. So get this shut off and you're good to go. Now, this is where I keep on having to redo it. Everything's under vacuum. And right now I have these shut off. All three of these are shut off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run the demonstration for you so that way you can see how it works. So basically what I do is I have my mold. It's not covered for any reason. I tore one of my membranes. You can get these like on knifekits.com. You can order it from a dealer place that sells it by the feet. They last forever, and just a dovetail actually caught one of mine. A little bit of a hole, and that's all it took. So I'm going to use this piece just to protect the main piece right here. So this doesn't matter. So basically what I would do is drop my kydex on my unbelievably high-tech kydex warmer. It is a pancake maker. I don't know the brand. So, but I imagine right now, like at Big Lots, if you have one, you can pick one of these up for about 12 bucks. When I first went onto eBay and started selling on there, I ended up having 2 of these running. And like I said, it was a 4 or 5 vacuum table. And now I just need 3. And this one does perfectly fine for what I need because I can do 3 at once. It's important to try to get as many holsters going at the same time because it's cumulative, right? It all adds up. And if you can do 3 at once, that cuts down your time. You can do 3 holsters in an hour instead of 1, every 35, 40 minutes. So kydex, I put 1 down, I wait 30 seconds, put another one down, wait 30 seconds and put another one down, and then take my high-tech heat reflector there and I put that down. Everybody does this part differently, and even these molds are different. There's half and half molds. There's all different kinds of guns, so I'm not going to go into any of that. All you need to know is no matter what kind of holster you're making, you can do it with this same setup. Okay, so now we're waiting for the kydex to heat up, imagining. So what I'm going to do now is say, this is how it works. This is where I messed up before, because these handles, when you do this long enough, you just do it, and then when somebody asks you, you can't even begin to tell them how it works. So I take the kydex off, I put the kydex down, I close the lid on it. I did have hinges. I do have hinges. As you can see here, I have hinges for these, but I have it for a long rifle as well set up, and so I didn't want to keep these attached because the long rifle frame that I have does not attach. So you put this down. We still have vacuum, still at the same level of vacuum here, so we have no loss because we have that shutoff going. Then I just hold this down now since I don't have it hinged, and let me see if I can show you how quick that works. Okay, that's it. So even this little red line, you still get that quick suck down and you get the great definition that you need. Here, and now so what I would do is I'd come over here and do the same thing, right? 30 seconds later, the next piece is done. Take out the kydex. I lay the kydex down, drop this down on top, vacuum it. So now I have both tables running. The exact same method works for the third table as well. So I'd put the kydex down and open this one up. So as you can see now, open, closed, open. The beauty of this is if I want to take this one off, but I don't want to affect any of the others, all I have to do is shut this one off. And then this one will open right up. There you go. And this one still has vacuum. So this way I can take that one off now. That's done. Same thing works with this one, and the same thing would work with this one. Now if you wanted to take this middle one off, let's say, and not hurt this one or this one, then you would shut these two down, right? And then I can open this one up. Boop, it just popped open, and I still have vacuum. I'd also still have vacuum here. Then you could close it back up, and then you can open these lines back up to keep your vacuum going throughout the other three. Wow, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, so then if I just drop this one, and then this one pops up. Okay, there you go. So basically, that is how I make my vacuum tables. And last but not least, the cost. I did this whole vacuum table for around $300, but I want to make clear though that this plexiglass was damn near $100 all on its own. It might have been $100. So you could realistically, and also I did a lot of brass fittings. You could realistically do a single table for $60, 50 or $60 for just one vacuum table. You could do this whole setup and just use the... All right. One of the benefits from working from home is your kids, and one of the curses for filming are your kids. So, I think I left off at the price. Anyway, you could get started making a vacuum table for under $100, and it would not be nearly as complicated as this. But if you plan it out right by having a piece of PVC here extend out, you can always add on to it later on as your business hopefully grows. I think that's it. I think I did it. If you have any questions, just ask. I am answering now, so we are good to go. Hey, thank you for watching and have a great day.